what I wanted to do was just kind of use them and actually feel like they're more easier to use rather than the floral wire. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa from MB's Creative Creations. Today I have a wreath because we all need a wreath in our lives. So learn how to make this. Keep on watching. Here are the materials that you're going to need for this DIY. I have my wire wreath. I have 5 stems of lilies, 5 stems of crocus, burlap ribbon, but it can be ribbon of your choice, as for any type of floral of your choice, and then I have floral wire. So now I've taken all of my tags from all of my floral stems and my wreath, and just keep in mind that I did pick up all my materials at the Dollar Tree, excluding my floral wire. I did have this in hand already, and that also includes my burlap ribbon. I did pick up this a long time ago at the Dollar Tree, and I just wanted to utilize it in this DIY, so I saved myself a few dollars here, but it's still budget friendly. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first things first is I'm going to grab my wire wreath, and I'm simply going to alternate my lilies and my crocus flower stems. I am not going to trim everything. I'm going to leave everything as is. So I'm just going to start here in the middle section. It doesn't matter because it's all the same, obviously, but I am going to utilize these 2 parts here of my metal wreath. So I'm going to just gently fold my florals, and then I'm actually going to cut my floral wire very small because I don't need big pieces. If you don't have floral wire and you do have Chanel stems laying around, that would be useful as well. And I'm not going to be too worried about fixing my stems at the moment. The only thing is I want to do is just tie everything down, and I'm going to alternate. So I'm going to go lily, crocus, and so forth all around the wreath with just the same format that I started with. Okay, so I just want to kind of put it out there, or kind of just mention my little how I'm kind of working this in. So if you can see from here, this is a previous stem from the lily, and then my crocus, what I am doing is I'm actually tying the end and then about the midsection, giving it enough space to from the bottom of the lily. So I actually think this is too far down, so all I'm going to do is just fix it. And that's what I like, that I can just still maneuver it even though it's tied down, but yet it's still steady. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to the end of the wreath, and I'll meet you back here. So I'm almost reaching the end, but I wanted to come on here really quickly and just show you. I switched over to Chanel stems. I have these just laying around looking pretty, so what I wanted to do was just kind of use them and actually feel like they're more easier to use rather than the floral wire. So all I'm doing is just, see how I've used that here just to tie everything together. So I am tying from the previous lily together to the middle of my crocus, and I'm just going to do the same thing here. So I kind of, right underneath is where I place it, and since I am reaching here, I'm just going to tuck that in, and then I will reinforce it with some Chanel stems. I did cut them in half. They are easier to use, and it's actually more than you need. And I am just tying it together, again using the 2 middle wires here, that middle section right there, and then just tucking it in, because I don't want it to be too tight so that I can still adjust to my liking. And then I'm going to go ahead and take care of this last one. Now if you have some space, don't worry, that was meant purposely. I'm going to show you how we're going to correct it in a little bit. Alright, so on to making the bow. I have 2 spools of ribbon, and all I've done is unraveled it because I feel I can work with it better. Everyone's different, and I've just literally placed it on top of each other. And now the first thing that you're going to do is determine how long you want your tail. So I'm going to start about here, which is maybe about 6-7 inches, and I'm going to start making a loop. So I'm placing my thumb just to know more or less where I want my loop to end. And again, depending on how big or small you want your bow is also on the loops here. So I want mine fairly big. And what I'm going to do is pinch it here together, just hold it together like this. See how that is there on the side. And then I'm going to grab some more ribbon and just loop again, making sure that the loops are even. I like it to be even up here on the loop, but even down here as well. So I'm pinching with my other hand, my non-working hand, and then I'm going to loop again. And really depends on how many loops you want to make. So I'm going to, I have 3 down. I think I'm going to stick to about maybe like 4 or 5. We'll see. Okay, so I am here. And the next thing I'm going to do is grab a chenille stem, or you can even do floral wire, but I feel the chenille stems are better. I feel like the grip is a lot better than what a floral wire would be, especially since we are going to tie it into our wreath. So I would do a full chenille stem. So here's my stem, and I'm just kind of going with the colors to match a little bit more of what my ribbon is. It doesn't really make a difference, but I just have OCD that way. And all I'm going to do is just tie it. So I'm leaving maybe about 1/2 inch on the bottom. Now I'm going to do is tie it. And what I'm going to do from here is I have a good grip on this side, and I'm going to literally just squeeze. See if I can make this even as possible. So I want my chenille stems to be as even as possible, and making sure that I have enough room here that it's not going to fall out. And I've tightened it, and all I'm going to do is just twist. Okay. And now I'm going to cut my tail to even out on the where we started off. So I want them to be the same size. Now I'm going to cut them later. Right now what I want to do is just focus on the ribbon, and this is a really easy part. So I'm going to start off at one end, and all I'm going to do, since my bow is the same color, I'm not going to worry about what side I'm going to turn it on, because it doesn't really matter at this point. Now if you had 2 different type of colored bows or patterns, then you might want to switch it off so that your colors are on different opposite sides of each other. Okay, now I'm just going to fix the bow more or less to my liking. So now at this point I'm going to work on my bottom. basically I'm just going to cut them in a little triangle, and what I'm going to do is hold them together. So again, I'm just folding it in half, and then I'm going to bring it upside so the fold's going to be upright, and then I'm going to cut from this angle, from the corner to an angle. And there you have it. And these can go up like so that they're all facing the top. And then so once it is actually tied to the wreath, what I'll end up doing is just fixing it a little bit more, and if I feel my tails are too long, I can just go back and cut them, but I kind of like them like that. So let's go ahead and attach it to the wreath now. So here is a finished product. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about this wreath, and I love that it is interchangeable because I can leave the colors throughout the whole entire season of spring, but change out the bow for any type of month. For example, we have April coming up. I can make a beautiful Easter bow and just pop it right in there, and then take it out and change it up throughout the whole entire springtime. So I really hope you guys enjoyed creating this wreath with me. If you do, don't forget to follow me on social media, tag me on there, and let me see what you came up with. I would love to see your creations. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell for uploads.